Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite English podcast. It's Emma here, and I'm so excited to be with you today.
Hey, everyone. We're glad you're tuning in. Today, we've got a topic that's super relatable. We're going to be talking about expressing emotions in English.
Yeah, exactly. Do you sometimes find it challenging to express your feelings in English? I know I do sometimes. Whether it's happiness, frustration, or even sadness.
Totally. But don't worry, by the end of this episode, you'll be able to talk about your emotions with confidence, whether you're feeling joyful, frustrated, or anywhere in between.
We're going to dive into how to express emotions in different situations, and also how to show sensitivity when talking to others about their feelings.
So, if you've ever felt stuck trying to express your emotions in English, this is the episode for you. And hey, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our episodes.
All right, let's get started and talk about the language of emotions. Guiding words.
All right, let's start by defining some key terms we'll be using today. First up, we have emotions. Emma, can you explain what that means?
Sure. So, emotions are the internal feelings that reflect your mood, like happiness, sadness, anger, or even fear. They're usually expressed through words, tone, and body language, which makes communicating emotions really important in conversation.
Exactly. And next we have sensitivity. So, what's that all about?
Well, sensitivity is the ability to understand and respond to the emotions of others with kindness and compassion. It's about being empathetic and showing that you really care about how the other person feels.
Right. So, being sensitive means being aware of the other person's emotions and responding with empathy and support.
Exactly. So, with these guiding words in mind, we'll be able to better understand how to talk about our own feelings and support others in their emotional moments.
Now that we've got those definitions, let's move on to a story that will show us how to use these terms in real life. All right, let's set the scene for today's story. We have two friends having a heartfelt conversation about their emotions. One friend, Emily, has just missed an important opportunity, and she's feeling devastated.
I just can't believe it. I was so close, and now, it feels like everything's falling apart. I'm completely, overwhelmed by this.
Oh, Emily, that must be really hard for you. I'm here for you. I know how much you were looking forward to it.
I feel like I've let everyone down. I'm so frustrated with myself. Why did I mess this up?
Hey, don't be too hard on yourself. It happens to the best of us. You'll get through this. I'm here to help you figure it out. You're not alone in this. It's okay to feel upset sometimes. Remember, it's okay to show vulnerability.
Thanks, Anna. I really needed to hear that. You always know just what to say to make me feel better.
Of course, Emily. You know I've got your back. It's really all about empathy and, offering support when we need it.
You know, last week I was, on cloud 9 after finishing my project. I was so proud of myself.
I can totally picture that. You were, grinning from ear to ear. It's great that you could feel so joyful and, content for a moment like that.
Yeah, it felt amazing to finally accomplish something I'd been working on for so long.
And you should be proud of yourself. You've got a lot to be, joyful about. I'm sure there are plenty more good things ahead for you.
Key phrases.
All right, let's break down some of the key phrases we've just heard in the dialogue. First up, we've got I'm on cloud 9.
I'm on cloud 9 means you're feeling extremely happy or joyful. It's like being on top of the world, you know? So when Emily was celebrating her project success, she said she was on cloud 9.
Exactly. And it's such a fun way to express how happy you are. It really captures the idea of feeling light and carefree. Next up, we have I feel down in the dumps. Emma, what does that mean?
Well, I feel down in the dumps is used when you're feeling really sad or low. So when Emily was feeling upset after missing out on her opportunity, she could have said, I feel down in the dumps.
Yeah, it's a great way to express feeling emotionally drained or disappointed. It's not just about feeling a little sad. It's like being stuck in a tough place. Now, let's talk about it's really frustrating. This is one that Emily used in the dialogue. Emma, can you break that down?
Definitely. It's really frustrating as a way to describe feeling irritated or upset when things don't go as planned. It's that feeling of being stuck or not being able to solve a problem.
Exactly. It's a go-to expression for when something is really getting under your skin and you just can't figure out why it's happening. Next is burst into tears.
Burst into tears means to start crying unexpectedly because your emotions become too overwhelming. For example, if Emily felt devastated by the missed opportunity, she might burst into tears.
Yeah, it really emphasizes how strong emotions can be. You don't just cry, it's like a release of all the built-up emotion. And then we've got grin from ear to ear. Emma, what does this one express?
Grin from ear to ear is used to describe a huge smile. It's when you're so happy that your smile is practically stretching from one side of your face to the other.
Exactly. It's a great way to show that you're feeling joyful and proud, like when Emily was talking about finishing her project. All right, moving on to the empathy side. We have I'm here for you. Emma, what does this show?
This is a powerful way to show someone that you're available for support. It's a phrase that conveys compassion and a willingness to help them through tough times.
Right, and it's really important in building trust and emotional connection. When someone says, I'm here for you, it's a reminder that you're not alone in your struggles. Finally, we have, that must be really hard for you.
Of course. This phrase shows empathy by acknowledging that the other person is going through a difficult time. It's a way of saying, I understand what you're feeling, without trying to fix the situation immediately.
Yeah, it's an important part of showing emotional support, letting the other person know that you really see their pain.
Tips to sound natural.
All right, let's go over some tips to sound more natural when expressing emotions in English.
First up, use tone and body language to convey your emotions effectively. Your voice and gestures can really help show how you're feeling, whether you're happy, sad, or frustrated.
Exactly. And be sure to choose thoughtful, unique expressions. Avoid saying the same thing over and over, like always saying, I'm happy. It's better to mix it up with phrases like, I'm on cloud nine, or I'm grinning from ear to ear.
Totally. And the more you practice using these phrases, the more natural it'll feel to express your emotions in English. So don't be afraid to experiment with new expressions.
Right. And remember, sounding natural is all about connecting emotionally, both with yourself and the people you're talking to.
Tip of the day.
All right, listeners. Our tip of the day is synonyms.
Yes, using synonyms is a great way to add variety and depth to your emotional expressions. Instead of always saying, I'm happy, try mixing it up with something like, I'm on cloud nine, or I'm grinning from ear to ear.
Exactly. And this works for all emotions. If you're feeling sad, instead of just saying, I'm sad, you could say, I feel down in the dumps, or I'm devastated. Gives more nuance to what you're feeling.
Right. The more synonyms you use, the more natural and expressive you'll sound. It's a simple way to expand your emotional vocabulary and really connect with others.
So give it a try. Replace those basic words with more colorful expressions and watch how your emotional conversations flow.
Audio recap. Key phrases in sentences. Emotions. Internal feelings that reflect a person's mood, such as happiness, sadness, anger, or fear. These are often expressed through words, tone, and body language. Example: I feel so joyful today. She's been really frustrated with her work lately. Sensitivity. The ability to understand and respond to the emotions of others with kindness and compassion, often involving empathy and vulnerability. Example: his empathy really shines through when he listens. She showed great sensitivity when comforting her friend. Frustrated. a feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of an inability to achieve or solve something.
Example.
I was so frustrated when I couldn't find my keys. He was frustrated with the lack of progress on his project. Devastated. A strong feeling of deep sadness or shock, often caused by a significant loss or disappointment.
Example.
She was absolutely devastated when she heard the news. I felt devastated after missing the opportunity. Overwhelmed. A state of being emotionally or mentally overpowered by feelings, tasks, or situations. Example. He was overwhelmed with the amount of work he had to do. I felt so overwhelmed after the meeting. Empathy. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another person, showing compassion and care. Example. She showed a lot of empathy when I was feeling down. It's important to practice empathy in difficult situations.
Sympathy.
Feelings of pity and sorrow for someone's misfortune. It's related but distinct from empathy, as sympathy doesn't necessarily involve understanding the emotional experience of the other person. Example. He expressed his sympathy after hearing about her loss. I really appreciate your sympathy during this time.
Compassion.
A deep awareness of and sympathy for another's suffering, often accompanied by a desire to help. Example. She showed so much compassion when she volunteered at the shelter. His compassion for others makes him a great friend. Vulnerability. The quality of being open to emotional exposure, which allows for deeper connection but also involves risk.
Example.
He showed his vulnerability by sharing his personal story. Being open about your feelings takes vulnerability. Joyful. Expressing great happiness or delight. Example. She was joyful when she saw her friends after a long time. The joyful laughter of the children filled the room.
All right, that wraps up today's episode. Today, we explored how to express a range of emotions in English, using phrases like, I'm on cloud nine, I feel down in the dumps, and burst into tears.
We also looked at how to show empathy with phrases like, I'm here for you, and that must be really hard for you. These will help you connect with others on a deeper level.
And don't forget our tip of the day. Use synonyms to add variety and nuance to your emotional expressions. It's a simple way to sound, more natural and expressive.
We hope this episode has helped you feel more confident in expressing your emotions in English. If you found this episode helpful, like and share this video to that one person who needs it. And leave us a review in the comments. We would love to hear what your thoughts are.
And don't forget to hit subscribe so that you are always updated to our podcast.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, keep practicing and we'll see you in the next episode.